Hello, everybody. It's your boy, the Tatumeister. Thank you, Mr. Adam Daly. Thank you, everybody, for letting me on. This is quite an honor and quite a pleasure. And I have been honored with the responsibility, the job of tearing down Blade Runner 2049. Now, hate me if you will, but get ready because I'm about to rock your world because this is my opinion on Blade Runner 2049. Possibly one of the worst sequels and possibly the most overrated sequel I have ever seen or heard about. I have seen the entire movie, and boy, that was a snorefest, to say the least. But I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I do despise this movie to death. And what's weird is my competitor is Jay, and I don't even get why he's on this because let's be honest, Jay, you agree with me. The first one's better. The first one's a masterpiece. This isn't a masterpiece, okay? Nobody is saying this is a masterpiece. That's what I don't get. Why people love this film. I mean, I guess Zach does, but okay. This is gonna be fun. But I hope you all have come in with an open mind, and I hope that with my review of this movie and with what I have to say, you will understand why this movie is not as great as everybody says it is. So let's get on with reason number one, shall we? So let's get the obvious out of the way. So I think, this has to be brought up because this is the most infuriating part of the movie, of all things. Now, if you remember from the original movie, Harrison Ford, great actor, right? You loved him from the first movie. He's the main character. He's one of the best actors in the business. Hey, guys, if you haven't seen Blade Runner 2049, guess what? He doesn't show up until the end of the movie. Wait, what? Doesn't show up till the last 20 minutes of the movie? And how long is the movie? Oh, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Dennis, hello. Yeah, this is the first sequel in the history of sequels that doesn't have the main character in it barely in the movie, from the first movie. In the history of sequels, this is the first one to do that. I think that's a little weird. Trailers, he's in most of the trailers. In the posters, he's in most of the posters. Is he in the movie? Barely. In the end. Oh, wow, okay. I have to sit through 2 hours of snoring before he shows up. Like, really, freaking, who decided to do that? That was a terrible decision, like, really. If he was in most of the movie, I would have gave this a higher rating. But, bruh, what? I don't know. That's the reason I went to see the movie, was for Harrison Ford. Like, bro, Dennis, why did you decide to put him at the end of the movie? Like, I don't know. But that's just the icing on top of the cake of this terrible film. That's just the beginning. Even though that is the worst main reason I don't like this movie, there's 4 more reasons I'm going to get into here. So, Jay, I don't get how you love this movie so much when clearly Harrison Ford, the guy that made the first movie so great, is barely in it. I don't understand. But anyway, let's go to reason number 2. Reason number 2 is, obviously, the director. Now, guys, I don't despise Denis Villeneuve, or whatever his last name is. I can't even pronounce his last name. But Dennis. I don't despise Dennis. Is he the worst director in Hollywood? No. But they're certainly better. I think Dennis has certainly gone downhill since freaking Sicario. Like, Sicario was his last good movie, in my opinion. Ever since then, Arrival and Blade Runner 2049 are just shit films. Like, they don't make any sense. The way he directs them makes no sense. And I can't understand why people like these two movies, especially Blade Runner 2049. I give Arrival a pass because, at least it was original and at least it had some good acting. But, bruh, Blade Runner 2049, Dennis, I'm sorry. Okay, first of all, Ridley Scott. He directed the first one. And you know what bothers me? Zach Pope thinks the second one is better. And he thinks Ridley Scott is an okay director. I'm like, bruh. Who do you think you're talking about? Ridley Scott made Gladiator, G.I. Jane, Alien, and of course his masterpiece, Blade Runner. So you're telling me he's an okay director, Zach Pope. Zach Pope, what are you talking about, bro? Like, do you know who you're talking about? An okay director, okay. Really? No, Dennis is an okay director. Because let me tell you, this movie was a disappointment. Like, then the sad part is Ridley Scott is involved in the project. He's the executive producer. Obviously, you barely see his crap in it because Dennis took control so much, but he's a control freak. But whatever. I mean, Dennis had to put his 2 cents in every second of the movie. It's like you couldn't. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, Dennis, like, Sicario was a good movie, but his best movie was Prisoners. And ever since Prisoners, he's just been getting worse each time. And that's what makes me worried for Dune, because Dune is probably going to be the worst of the worst. Like, bruh, you're already ruined Blade Runner. You're going to ruin Dune too. Like, come on, bruh. Just stop. You need to stop. I don't know. It's like Guillermo del Toro. Like, Guillermo del Toro used to be good, but then he made crap movies like Crimson Peak and Shape of Water. I'm just scratching my head like, what are you doing, Guillermo? What are you doing, Dennis? I don't know. The point is, Ridley Scott should have directed Blade Runner 2049. It would have been a billion times better, and I actually would have liked it. But since Dennis did it, no, it's nothing like the original. It's completely stupid. It makes no sense. But whatever. I guess, you know what? Everybody's gonna like it anyway. Well, it didn't make a lot of money, so I'm not trying to bring that up. But let's move on to reason number 3. Reason number 3, the story. Now, boy, this story is even worse than Arrival's. Bruh, I was watching this movie in the theater, and I was falling asleep at parts. I couldn't follow what was going on. Like, me and my friends in the theater were joking around because we had to be entertained, because we couldn't get entertained by the movie. That's just how sad it is. In the original Blade Runner, you could follow the story completely. You loved all the characters. You loved Rick Deckard. Ridley Scott directed it perfectly, and the writing was great. But bruh, I don't know where the writing went wrong here. Like, the writing is so bad. Like, what the heck? Honestly. And the sad part is they had one of the original writers on this movie from the first Blade Runner. But obviously the new direct writer they had must have messed up somewhere down the road, because, bro, what is up with this writing? Like, I don't understand. I don't know. Fact of the matter is, the writing is stupid. Like, there's just parts of this movie where they're like walking and sitting and walking. Like, what is, Dennis? What is up with your movies doing that? Like, walking and sitting and walking and sitting. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch the movie again. The point is, when I watched it in the theater, I was falling asleep because the writing made no sense. The story made no sense. I could barely follow it. And you know what? Try to disagree with me if you will, but you can't. You can't deny the writing is bad. Like, come on, the writing is just stupid. It makes no sense. I cannot follow the movie. Like Alita Battle Angel, for example. Alita Battle Angel's writing is fantastic. I know people like to grit on the dialogue, but the writing is great. Okay, the writing in Blade Runner 2049 is just subpar. It's just, what the heck. Like, the only good part of the writing is about Harrison Ford. Like, everything else from beginning to middle is just pointless, and we don't like it. I mean, I guess some people like it because it has 80-something% of Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, but, I don't know. I don't get it, and I guess I never will. I guess I'm not smart enough to understand Blade Runner 2049. But anyway, let's move on to reason number 4. Reason number 4, and this is a big one. The pacing of the film. Oh my gosh. This and the Harrison Ford one is big ones for sure. The pacing of this movie is completely different. And the tone. Add pacing and tone. This is actually going to be a 2 thing. The pacing and tone of this movie is completely different from the first one. If you were to compare the pacing and tone of this one to the original, there's a big difference. In fact, it's such a big difference, I'm actually going to play some clips for you to point it out. Here's some clips. Here's a clip from the original Blade Runner.
They're just questions, Leon. In answer to your query, they're written down for me. It's a test designed to provoke an emotional response. Shall we continue? Describe in single words only the good things that come into your mind. About your mother?
My mother?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my mother.
Alright. Now here's a clip from Blade Runner 2049. You see the difference? Yeah, there's a difference. The pacing in Blade Runner is amazing. Wow, you can follow the story completely. Everything's great. It's action-packed. There's so much going on. But in Blade Runner 2049, it's none of that. I mean, yeah, you got action scenes sporadically thrown in once in a blue moon. But the ending is the best part. The ending is like the original movie, but nothing going on. Like, I don't know. Like, Jesus. I just, I don't understand why everybody loves this movie so much. I'm trying my best. I'm really trying my best, guys, to try to like the movie, but I just cannot. I'm trying my best. It just pisses me off. Like, how, Dennis? How could you make this so like the original? With a sequel, yeah, you should make it different, but you shouldn't make it completely different. The only similarities is the name of the movie and Harrison Ford and the special effects. That's literally the only similarities between this and the first one. I don't know. But now we're going to get to my final reason here. And that's a pretty fun one. Reason number 5 is the characters. Now, the biggest gripe is of the characters that they keep dying. Like, for real though. Like, oh, let's cast David Bautista in the movie. Only for him to die 10 minutes in. First of all, another rule of thumb is you don't kill David Bautista, which is a rule that Dennis broke, and I pissed at him for doing that. Like, bruh, David Bautista is one of my favorite actors, and you just diss him like that. Like, bruh, oh, let's put David Bautista in the movie. Then he dies, but he's dead. Okay, well, I guess I can't get attached to his character. Let's put Robin Wright in the movie. Oh, nah, we're gonna kill her too. Okay. All the great actors in the movie we're gonna keep. And, of course, the biggest flaw in the movie, Mr. Ryan Gosling's Agent K. Okay, I have nothing against Ryan Gosling here, but to be frankly honest, his performance in this movie is ridiculously stupid. Like, he barely talks, he barely acts, he barely does anything. Like, the only good parts of the movie is when he's yelling and when he's at the end of the movie when he actually does something. But the most of the movie, Ryan Gosling's just walking around and staring into space like a robot. And I get it, he's supposed to act like a robot, but bruh. Like, put some emotion into the film. Like, come on. Like, bruh. I make memes about this movie because it's bad. And not in the good way. Like, really. It's like Dragon Ball Evolution memes. I don't like Dragon Ball Evolution, but I still make memes about it. Honestly. I don't know, man. I mean, seriously. Like, what the heck happened, Ryan Gosling? You were so good in The Notebook. You've been going downhill. Even First Man, he was slacking in that one. Like, really. First Man was a good movie, yeah, but it still wasn't Ryan Gosling at his best. Like, what is up with him lately? I don't know. Is he just holding it in now? Is he just not caring anymore? I don't know. And of course, like, Rick Deckard, of course, barely in the movie. Of course, he's the best character, but we're not going to put him in the movie that much. The main reason I like the movie is for him, and the special effects, I guess, and cinematography. But speaking of which, Roger Deakins they wasted Roger Deakins' talent on this movie. Like, bruh, I'm glad he won the Oscar, but like, why'd you get Roger Deakins just to make a movie like this, Dennis? I don't know. I mean, what? I don't know. There's too many bad decisions in this movie that I cannot believe that people like this movie. And it's not like, you know, at least Cars 2 was bad the whole time. There's some good things about Blade Runner, but it's just bad. I'm sorry. I know you're going to hate me, but at least respect that I just, as a fan of the original, and I think the original masterpiece, this sequel just doesn't do it for me, okay? It just does nothing for me. All right. So to close, I'm just going to say thank you, Mr. Adam Daly, for letting me speak my mind about this crazy, ridiculously overrated movie. But, I mean, it's not as overrated as Mission Impossible Fallout, not overrated as Titanic. There's certainly more overrated movies. But for real, it's like, I cannot understand why everybody likes this film so much. I'm trying my best, guys, but I'm boggled. I'm honestly boggled. Do you guys not see the flaws in the film? Like, do you guys just not see them like I do? I don't know. I guess you don't. You just want to pretend there's no flaws in the movie and it's absolutely perfect in every way. But I guess, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, guys, so thank you, Jay, and thank you, Adam Daly, for letting me come on. It's been an honor. And I hope you all still will subscribe to my channel and watch the video there. Because, honestly, like, I wanted to make this I wanted to roast Blade Runner for a long time, but the time has come. I have been able to on this channel. Thank you, Mr. Adam Daly. I hope you have a fucking great day, Jay. And I hope that you come in and you realize that Blade Runner ain't a perfect 2049 ain't a perfect film. The first one is. The first one's a perfect film. Not this one. You can't top perfection, Dennis, okay? Dennis, get out of here. I'm not watching your Dune movie, okay? Bye-bye. The Tatumeister signing out.